Okay, let's get into it. That feeling we all know, right? Staring at a huge to-do list,
Hmm.
and it just feels impossible, like a mountain. You know you need to start, but you just can't.
Yeah, like your feet are stuck to the floor.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly common, that paralysis.
Totally. You're definitely not alone if you feel that way.
And what's really interesting, like you said, it's not just about being a bit messy or disorganized.
Right.
It's this deeper human thing, this gap between, what we want to do, our
And
intentions.
what actually happened.
Exactly. Deadlines are zooming towards us. We've got goals. But somehow reorganizing the bookshelf suddenly seems vital.
Huh. Yes, precisely. So that's the puzzle we're trying to piece together today. Procrastination and, well, how to actually focus.
Hmm.
We've gathered quite a range of stuff, practical tips from places like American Express, Todoist,
Yeah, the productivity side.
and then deeper dives into the psychology from Very Well Mind, the Center for Clinical Interventions.
Plus some really relatable things from, like, Surviving Mom blog, Sin Habits.
Oh, and a Reddit thread, too. So lots of different angles. Business, psychology, habits.
So think of this as a bit of a guided tour through all that advice.
Yeah.
Our goal really is to pull out the useful bits, the actual strategies from all these sources.
So you can understand why you put things off.
Right. And then how to actually build better focus, more self-discipline.
Without needing an instruction manual the size of a home book.
Exactly. Let's make it practical.
Okay, let's dive right in then. Procrastination. It feels like laziness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just can't be bothered.
That's the common view, but actually, our sources mostly agree it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a time management issue at its core. Very well. Mine puts it really well. It's more like a failure in self-regulation.
Self-regulation meaning.
Well,
Yeah.
we kind of make this irrational choice. We know delaying is bad. We know the negative consequences are coming,
Right.
but we do it anyway. So it's less about the clock and more about managing our own impulses, our feelings about the task.
Feelings, okay, that's a big shift. It's emotional, not just logistical.
Often, yes. We're avoiding the discomfort, the anxiety, the boredom, whatever negative feeling the task brings up.
That makes so much sense. I saw the Surviving Mom blog talking about perfectionism linked to this. That definitely rings a bell for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic connection. They called it the perfectionism, procrastination, infinite loop.
Infinite loop, wow.
Well, think about it. If you have these incredibly high standards, maybe even impossible ones,
Mm-hmm.
and you're terrified of failing or of what people will think.
Then starting feels dangerous.
Exactly. It's paralyzing. The fear of not hitting that perfect mark means you just avoid starting altogether.
And then you feel guilty for avoiding it, which feels bad, so you avoid it more. Erg.
Precisely. And that same blog mentioned other causes too, like just struggling to focus, maybe low self-confidence, actual anxiety about the task,
Right.
and this idea of present bias. Wanting the good feeling now, like scrolling social media instead of the reward later.
Yeah, the instant gratification trap.
Very well. Mine mentioned similar things, feeling totally overwhelmed. Maybe you just don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
Or that feeling of just waiting for motivation to strike like lightning, Yeah. which it rarely does.
Right. And that Reddit discussion you mentioned earlier, people were saying fear, demotivation, even burnout are the real reasons.
Yeah, it really pushes back against that simple lazy label. It's usually much more complex.
And very well. Mind also briefly noted something important, potential links to things like depression, OCD, ADHD.
That's a really crucial point. Well, putting things off sometimes is normal.
Sure.
If it's constant, if it's really messing up your life and causing you distress, it could be tied to an underlying health condition. It's not just about willpower then.
Definitely worth remembering. It might need more than just a productivity hack in those cases.
Absolutely. Professional guidance might be needed.
Okay, so that gives us a much better handle on the why. But then there's the other huge monster. Distractions. Everything pulling at our attention.
Oh, absolutely. The American Express article nailed this, talking about our interruption-based culture.
Mm-hmm. Phones buzzing, emails pinging constantly.
Social media just calling your name. It feels like our focus is always under attack.
It really does. And did you see that bit where they said some people get so used to interruptions
Yeah.
that they actually start looking for distractions when it gets quiet?
Wow. That's slightly terrifying. How our brains are actually rewiring themselves.
Matt.
It shows how ingrained those habits become. And, both Amex and Todoist really stress this, all that distraction, and trying to multitask.
Which we know doesn't really work.
Right. It tanks our performance, hurts our ability to do deep, focused work.
And the real kicker from Todoist was that a lot of the time, the distractions are us.
We're doing it to ourselves.
Apparently.
Yeah.
A big chunk of workday distractions are self-inflicted. We're often our own worst enemy for focus.
Ouch. Okay. Good to know, even if it stings a bit.
So we get the problem, we see the causes. Now, the important part. What do we do about it? How do we fight back?
Okay, yeah, let's get practical. The good news is the sources offer a whole bunch of tools. Starting with those distractions,
Let's see.
American Express had some simple, solid ideas. Like plan your top 2 tasks the night before.
Okay.
Then, first thing in the morning before the chaos hits, before email, do those 2 things.
Take control early. I like that. Proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. And they also said, the obvious but hard stuff.
Yeah.
Turn off the notifications you don't really need.
The non-essential ones.
And maybe just check email at specific times, not constantly.
That feels radical, but probably so effective.
It's about reclaiming your attention.
Yeah.
And also creating a good workspace. Comfortable, focused.
Whatever that means for you personally.
Yeah.
Tidy desk, quiet.
Right. Minimize the temptations. And I liked their really simple tip. A sticky note.
Yeah.
Just write focus, 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 and stick it where you can see it. Little visual nudge.
Sometimes the simple things work best, like a little anchor. Okay, so that helps with distractions. What about tackling the procrastination itself?
This is a huge theme. Breaking tasks down, making them smaller.
Right, almost everyone mentioned that. Amex, Surviving Mom Blog, Center for Clinical Interventions.
It combats that feeling of being totally swamped.
Yeah.
The Center for Clinical Interventions called it grading tasks.
Graded.
Yeah, like breaking it into tiny, specific, really achievable steps. So starting feels easy, not terrifying.
Okay, that makes sense. And related to starting that just 5 minutes idea.
Yes, from the Center for Clinical Interventions. And Real Simple mentions something similar, just commit to 5 minutes.
It feels like a mind trick, but a good one.
Totally. It lowers the barrier to entry. Just 5 minutes. Anyone can do that, right? And often, once you start, even for 5 minutes, inertia kicks in, and it's easier to keep going.
Get over the initial hump. Real Simple also talked about the Zeigarnik effect.
Ah, yes. That's fascinating psychology. Basically, our brains remember unfinished things better than finished ones.
Really?
Yeah, it creates this kind of mental tension, a little nagging feeling that makes you want to go back and complete it.
So just starting something, even if you plan to stop soon after,
Can actually make you more motivated to finish it later. It's like leaving an open loop in your mind.
So you can use that intentionally, like break tasks up, write down what's left.
Or even stop writing mid-sentence. Anything to create that little mental pull to return.
Clever. Okay, what about structured methods, like time management techniques?
The Pomodoro technique came up a lot. Todoist, Surviving Mom Blog, Center for Clinical Interventions.
That's the 25-minute bursts, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
25 minutes of focused work, then a short break. Repeat.
And the idea is it helps focus, cuts distractions during the burst.
Exactly. And prevents burnout because you have those built-in breaks. Todoist noted you can adjust the times too. Maybe longer bursts work for you.
And the breaks are crucial. Todoist said get away from screens for the break.
Yes. Really disconnect for those few minutes.
Yeah.
They also mentioned Merlin Mann's technique, though briefly. And the Center for Clinical Interventions had simpler ideas too. Just set time limits for tasks or actually schedule them in a planner.
Makes sense. Give things a specific slot.
Another tactic, also from the Center for Clinical Interventions, build momentum. Start with something easy, maybe even fun.
Like a warm-up.
Exactly. Get yourself going before you tackle the really tough thing. Or the opposite approach.
Which is?
The worst first method, sometimes called eat the frog.
Ugh, I've heard that. Do the thing you're dreading most first thing.
Yeah. Get it over with. Then the rest of the day feels easier by comparison. It can be really freeing, actually.
I can see that. Hard, but freeing. Okay, but what if your brain just feels fuzzy, scattered, hard to even start anything?
Good question. Mindfulness came up. American Express and the Center for Clinical Interventions both suggested short meditation or mindfulness practices.
Just to center yourself.
Yeah, even just focusing on your breath for a minute or two. It can calm the mental chatter, bring you back to the present.
That sounds useful. And what about rewards? Did that come up?
Oh, yeah. Amex, Surviving Mom Blog, Center for Clinical Interventions, again, rewarding yourself after you finish a task.
Little celebrations.
Basically, it creates positive reinforcement, makes starting the next task feel a little less daunting. Delaying gratification, but acknowledging the effort.
Nice. And breaks, we mentioned Pomodoro breaks, but just generally taking breaks, moving around.
Absolutely vital. Amex, Todoist, the motivation resource, they all stressed getting up, moving, a short walk can work wonders.
Refresh the mind and body.
And Amex had that unplug and play idea.
Yeah.
Deliberately schedule non-work, screen-free fun for at least 30 minutes a day.
Proper disconnection.
Yep. The Center for Clinical Interventions also had a few other quick hits. Visualize success.
See yourself finishing it.
Right. Use visual cues, like sticky notes again,
Yeah.
for reminders. And this remember then do idea.
Which is
Simple. When you remember something needs doing, just do it right then. Don't put it off.
act immediately.
So those are lots of tactics for the moment. But what about the longer game? Building real self-discipline, better habits.
Yeah, because the hacks only go so far, right? Zen habits had a lot on this, didn't they?
They really did. Some deep stuff. Like, real motivation often comes when you realize your current habits are actually causing you pain.
The procrastination itself is making you miserable.
Exactly. It's not just about wanting to be productive. It's about wanting to stop the self-inflicted stress.
And they talked about starting small, right? Super small.
Incredibly small.
Yeah.
Almost laughably easy actions. That's how you build the discipline muscle, gradually. Not by trying to change everything at once.
That feels more achievable.
They also mentioned discomfort training. Intentionally doing things you find a bit uncomfortable.
Leaning into it.
Sort of. And being mindful of the urge to procrastinate, noticing it, but not automatically following it, like they're a right or nothing idea for writers.
Yeah, that sounded intense. Right, or just sit there and do nothing else.
Forces the choice. But their interval training idea for discipline fits with Pomodoro too. Focused work, then breaks.
Build stamina for focus.
It seems so. And I like their point about finding deeper motivation by focusing on others, how your work helps your family, colleagues, community.
Purpose beyond just yourself.
Can be much more powerful.
Yeah.
And reframing failure not as disaster, but as learning. A win for just trying.
That's a healthier way to look at it. And seeking support, too. They mentioned that.
Yeah, don't go it alone. Accountability helps.
Okay, so building discipline is key. What about forming actual habits? Making these changes stick. The PMC article had a scientific take.
It did, really useful. They broke habit formation down into phases.
Phases.
Yeah, like an initiation phase, just starting out. Then the learning phase, consciously repeating it in the same situation. Until you reach the stability phase where it becomes more automatic, less effortful.
Automatic is the goal.
Right. And they stress two things. A consistent trigger or context is vital, same time, same place, etc.
Okay.
And start simple, really simple actions. And be realistic about timing. They said around 10 weeks of daily repetition.
10 weeks. Okay, that feels more real than 21 days.
Definitely. And they echoed the small changes idea, tiny habits. Plus, plan when and where you'll do the new habit, like an if this, then that plan.
Make it concrete.
And track your progress. A simple tick sheet can be motivating.
Seeing the chain build up. Okay. And finally, goal setting itself. The motivation resource focused on that.
Yeah, because clear goals drive focus. They talked about making goals thoughtful, purposeful, aligned with what you value.
Not just random tasks.
Exactly. And using SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. That framework.
Classic, but effective.
Plus, being organized, lists, calendars, visualizing the end result, finding your why, planning with deadlines, and, again, accountability partners.
Lots of overlap in the advice, which is reassuring.
It really is.
Yeah.
So wrapping all this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening?
Well, it seems clear it's not about finding the one secret trick, right?
Not at all. It's a journey. Understanding your own patterns, why you procrastinate.
Fear, overwhelm, habit.
And then experimenting. Trying out different strategies from this toolkit we've discussed. See what actually works for you.
And the good news is, even small steps done consistently add up.
Huge improvements can come from tiny changes, shrinking those big, scary tasks down.
Yeah, making them manageable.
And remembering self-compassion. This isn't about being perfect. You'll slip up.
Everyone does.
It's about learning, adjusting, and just keep making progress, little by little.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening, reflecting on all this. What's one single small habit, just one tiny thing
Yeah.
that you could start doing consistently, maybe even today,
Okay.
that you think could genuinely make the biggest difference to your focus, your productivity? What's that one small step you could take right now?